Hello, church family. Merry Christmas 2020. I am Shelley Willis. I am the fellowship coordinator for the Women's Ministry Board here at Calvary Community Church. Every year for the past 25 to 30 years, we have had a tour of homes started by Pat Corthus. And we go into these ladies' homes, we pray over their home, and they tell us about their traditions, and we get to see their decorations, and then we have dessert. This year, being 2020, we are having a virtual tour of homes. There are 6 ladies that have graciously invited us into their home via video, and they will be telling you about their decorations and their traditions as we celebrate Jesus' birth this year. This is an unusual year for us, but we are excited to be able to continue this tradition for women's ministry, and we hope that you enjoy it. And I thank the 6 ladies for volunteering and for sending in their video. God bless you, and may you have a Merry Christmas as we celebrate Jesus. Thank you.
Welcome, ladies, from Calvary Community Church. This is Kirsten Amrine. Welcome to my joyful journey. This is my entry hall, and I do have my Little Town of Bethlehem nativity set up. Coming into my front room, I will turn you around quickly. And my little countdown to Christmas corner in the kitchen. I have my dining room table set. And I have my village set up here in the buffet, which has been fun to do this year. I will turn you around and take you back into my front room, where I have my stockings all hung by the chimney with care, as the poem goes. And my stockings, my table runner, and my tree skirt were all made by my dear 90-year-old friend who taught me to quilt. And this is our Christmas tree, which has ornaments that are homemade and many ornaments from our travels. So this is my home, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And stay safe, stay healthy. God bless.
Welcome to the Courtney home. Glad to have you here today and share a little bit of our home and the fun I've had this year decorating for Christmas. I've been able to take my time since we have no parties, no family gatherings, just time, lots of time it seems like. As I go through, I want to share with you some of the things that I've inherited over the years that I cherish and love, the memories that they bring back. This set of nutcrackers that I have sitting in the front room window were Jack's mother's, one of the things she collected over the years. And when she passed away, they were handed down to me. The next thing that I found in a little box in the basement was this nativity scene. This actually belonged to Jack's grandmother, and when she passed away, this is one of the gifts that I receive, and I truly cherish it. The next thing I'm going to show you is my travel tree. This tree, I've collected the ornaments over the past about 15 years. As we've traveled, I started collecting little gold ornaments, but soon found out not everybody made those things. So I had to branch out and get some other things. But as I put them on the tree and straightened out the branches and looked at them, I could remember where we were and how much fun we had at each place that we were lucky enough to go. I can honestly say I've been from Bar Harbor, Maine to San Diego, California, and many, many states in between. For our 50th anniversary, we took a cruise, and so I was able to collect some ornaments there from Russia and Denmark and all the countries that the ship stopped at. And that was a wonderful memory. Now we'll go into the kitchen and the great room. These rooms I've kind of designated as my snowman rooms. I found out I had many more snowmen than I thought I had. So I kind of put them together in this big room. Ooh, the sun's kind of bright. Ah, there's a little guy peeping around the corner of the chair. This tree is our big family tree, and it has many, many memories on it. When Jack and I were small group leaders at one time, they had a party for us and everybody brought ornaments. So a lot of these are from friends and from the folks we worked with. So there's lots of wonderful memories on this also. I want you to notice at the bottom of the tree what Jack thought was appropriate to buy for our new little great-grandson. He'll be about almost 2 months old by Christmas. So Grandpa had to buy him an excavator. I think it was more for Grandpa and Caden's dad than it was for poor little Caden. Grandma happened to buy him a teddy bear to curl up with. We don't have a fireplace, so our stockings had to be hung on the bottom of our TV stand. But it works. I want to wish all of you a very, very Merry Christmas, and I'm praying for you that next year we can all be together, have our parties, invite each other to our homes, and truly celebrate the Christmas season.
Welcome to Peggy Hoffman's home. This is my new silver tree. I absolutely love it. I have many snowmen laid out in this room. This wood mantle was made by John Marsden, or as some of you call him, Jack. Do you recognize this nativity? I got it quite a while ago at one of the many Calvary women's functions we do. If you recognize it, let me know. More snowmen. This is new this year. One of the 2 nativities I purchased when going to Ocean Shores with my oldest granddaughter this summer. Please join me in my family room. The Joy Nativity here was the other one that I got at Ocean Shores. This is one of my very first nativities. My second Christmas tree. My many angels that I have in this room. I hope you enjoyed this small sampling of my home.
Hi, I'm Joanne Torco, and Merry Christmas to my Calvary family. This is a collection of Department 56s all through the house that my late husband and I, Jim Torco, collected over the years. It's now retired, and I wanted to share it with you.
Hello everybody, this is Kay King, and this is my house, and I just want to show you the reason we bought this house, at least the reason I did, was because I wanted to have 3 big wreaths at Christmas, and things just kind of got a little bit out of control. So now we're going to go over here and to my front door. Come on in, and this door, this old door, can you believe I paid money for it? I just keep this door out here all the time and change the decorations for the season. And you also will believe my husband's tried to throw it away a few times. So come on in to my front porch, and look who's here. Happy day. My granddaughter Kara is here, Kara Rowland from the Tri-Cities.
Hello.
So that's my special surprise. And that's her baby crying in the background. So In this room, we have a new little Christmas tree this year. We have the Mr. Peanut tree in honor of all our squirrels and the birds that we have here on the Old West Side. So here's the Mr. Squirrel, one of them. And here's a little bird down in here. And over here is a Santa Claus that I made quite a few years ago. And then this year, look who we got turned up here on the porch. A reindeer. So I just let him stay even though he takes up a lot of room. So there we are at the front porch. Well, the best thing about my living room at Christmas is Howard King sitting on the couch in his overalls, and Spencer Rowland, my grandson-in-law, and Kara, and our new little great-granddaughter, Stella, who's 6 weeks old. So my Christmas tree in the living room, I love all the things on it so much that I just keep it the same year after year. I have birds on there and great big poinsettias. And over here, one of my favorite nativities, whenever I go to a new country, I try to find a nativity. And they're very hard to find. And this one's from Thailand, and it's from the Celadon factory, where everything is that pretty green ceramic. So that was my big find in Thailand. Up here is my new decoration, my Joy to the World, and some mercury glass trees. Here's Spencer. I have an old world nativity here that I just love, and you might notice the mirror behind it. We have one just exactly like it at the church, and I like it so much I bought one for me. So isn't that a beautiful backdrop? Here's another nativity over here. The Noel, I copied that idea from Beth Webb. This nativity is one of my favorites. And if you'll notice, there's Elizabeth with John the Baptist visiting the manger, and some shepherd family. Yeah. This inspiration is from these birch deer. And my grandson Kevin got married a couple years ago, and his wife Tila bought these beautiful mercury glass things for her wedding tables, and then she put them in a box for the Goodwill. And so luckily I got them before they left for the Goodwill, and I added some mercury glass trees and some balls, and see how beautiful they are. I hope she never wants them back. This is my coffee bar. Isn't it beautiful? It's one of my favorite things in my house. This is something I got for Christmas last year. My granddaughter Amanda Passmar got me this, and it's a watercolor painting of our house, and there's the wreaths on the front, and the little wreaths are made with fingerprints from Parker, Peyton, and Crew. So it's so pretty I never take it down, even though it's not, even when Christmas is over. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to start over here with my breakfast nook, which every house should have. This one's a musical breakfast nook. And over here is my little collection of carolers, which has taken me probably 20 years to collect. And I found all these little carolers in the antique stores and vintage stores. And it all started with that little guy on the right there. That was the inspiration. So if you see any carolers anywhere, call me up and I'll run and get it to add to my choir. Up here is, does anybody ever watch Barbara Jean on the Shabby Tree? Well, here's what she did on her mantle. And I looked at her design, I thought, I have all that stuff. So this little Santa Claus on the left, a little plaque, my mother made in probably 1948. And, oh, there you go. Good job. Kara's helping me. And the little old Santa Claus, let's just do that for the whole thing. That's a little antique Santa that I had. And there's a Santa cake mold. And this little picture belonged to Helen Whitcomb. She gave that to me. That's called The Night Before Christmas. And it was probably printed in 1950. So that came from her. Over here's the window. There's an old Woolworth's nativity up there. Only Mary's left and the animals and the baby. And over on this sill is a cute little wooden church that belonged to Howard's grandmother. And she went to Hilliard Christian Church in Spokane, and everybody in the church had a little bank like this, and you saved your money in it all week. And then on Sunday you took it and emptied it into the offering. And she's written her name, Clifton, across the roof in orange crayon. So here's another little manger. And he's guarded by some little brown birds and some darling little angels from Germany. Here's just a little, oh, this little bird belonged to Howard's mother. He's old and he's lost all his tail feathers, but he looks so cute sitting in the, that's a real bird nest. The nest was in my flower pot. And over here, one of my very favorite things, made by Kara K. King when she was in high school at Mark Morris High School. And it says, "May your days be merry and bright." And every time I look at it, it makes me smile. My favorite thing. Here's a little village, just in an old cracker container. This little vignette is something I just put together last year. And look at the church that's in it. Oh, it's Calvary Community. Love that. If you'll send me a Christmas card that's a picture, I will put you up on this old church reader board and look at you for 2 months. This is an old reader board they used to put up with the names of the hymns and how much was in the offering. So that's where I keep my pictures. We're gonna head down into my family room, and here is my tacky wreath, and everything on this wreath was made in the 50s and 60s, and you might see it at yard sales. And if you collect them, you too can make a tacky wreath. It's got old Santa Clauses and elves and old glass balls. And here's a little scene in the windowsill. Somebody's going to Grandma's house for Christmas. Come on into my family room. This is where we live most of the time. Here is one of my favorite things. Beth Robertson made this chalk drawing for me. I gotta get back a little bit so you can see it. Isn't that pretty? Oh, thank you. That's good. Up here is some things my granddaughter Amanda has made for me with her boys' handprints and feet prints. That's a sleigh, that's Parker's foot, and that's Peyton and Crew's hands. And here's some more over here along this ladder. There's some mistletoes that belong to Parker. And here's a little manger, that's Parker's foot. They had big feeding when they were really little. And here's the big red truck, and Parker's foot, and Peyton's a tree. And here's a nativity I bought just because I had to have a new one this year. So over here we have a nativity from Alaska, because I try to find, whenever country I told you when I go to, I try to find a nativity. And there's the Magi coming on a moose. And down here is Mary, and the husky dogs are the sheep. And I think that the eagle should be the angel. And here's baby Jesus on this little sled, all wrapped up in. And over here, just so you think I don't have enough nativities, I set this table up because I was running out of room in my house, but here's one from Mexico, and the one in the middle came from Israel, probably more than 30 years ago. It's beautiful, hand carved out of olive wood. And this one came in the mail this year from Molly and Bill Wood. And I was so happy and surprised. It's a little handmade, hand-sewn nativity from the ladies in Thailand. So, love that one. Here we go. Found this on an antiquing excursion with Kara in the Tri-Cities. And it plays, "Oh, Come All You Faithful," when you turn. And here is the old Fontanini nativity that the kids play with. And it's in a little metal barn. And here's a tree that I've had since the 1970s. And the elf. At my house, you can touch the elf because he's an antique. He's retired. So the kids can play with him. Up here are some pictures from when our kids were little and my grandkids were little. And over here, some great-grandkids. There's Peyton, scared of Santa Claus. There's Addie and her nativity. And here is a picture of Howard and Kay King, the first year we ever came to Longview, Calvary Community Church. We've really changed. Look how hard you were on us. There's Kara King, Curtis King crying, and Cody King. Kara trying to decide what to do with them. Oh, there's our house with. So those are some of the things that we have in our family room. And over here is one of my favorite nativities we found at an antique store, and all that was left was the donkey, the baby, and a sheep. And then my granddaughter and I made this sign. And the last person in this house that would like to say Merry Christmas is Chris. And he's staying in his kennel because we have company. So thank you for touring my house. Merry Christmas to you all.